everybody, how y'all doing? Well, guess what? You keep trying and pushing and going and doing what you can, it starts to pay off. I've been crack checking heads today. My one single 291 double hump is broke. It's junk. The one good set of heads is good, just need new valve springs and maybe a valve, just a quick touch of a valve job. And then there's others that were supposedly a new head, didn't have much time on them. They need possibly a seat in the valve job, which is okay. I'm getting ready to start checking blocks. Well, I got something sitting over here. And I got to remember, I cannot say names. I can't say anything. They're just going to be motors. Nobody's going to know where they're going. But I just had a motor brought down and dropped off. And thankful that I've been putting videos out on building the motors and that. The word's getting out. The word's being spread. I'm going to get his motor tore down this weekend. And he's told me what he wants me to do. He told me where he wants to go with it. And yeah. There's a reason I put myself through the pain and the agony and beating the head against the wall. So yeah, I might be putting on an addition or building an addition with a clean room for these engines assembly. Not that I've had any problem with the ones I've built, but if I'm going to start doing this more and more, and then I've got, well, possible specialty motor coming in from a guy, I want to start getting it to where it needs to be. So I guess if you got a dream, you just got to keep clawing, scratching, and going for it. And the other thing is, I know I'm dropping weight. Everybody's mad at me for how I'm doing it, but hey, it's working. I mean, I get the weight off, then I'll readjust my eating habits, or may not adjust them because it's working. I mean, my hands ain't near as fat. I mean, it's working. So yeah, we got an unknown motor. The only thing we know about it is it ran. Probably wasn't legal, but who knows? So I'm going to have to come up with nicknames for these motors here and there. And because I'm not going to let these motors, because if I'm going to start working on different race teams, I'm not going to let them be able to watch a video and figure out who's running what. So, yes! I know. Been building motors a long time, but it'd be nice to go to the races and see my motors out there again. And keep them going. So, yeah, we just, I don't know that, we popped the valve, we popped the valve covers off to see if there was anything special in the valve train. Nothing special in the valve train. Just got to figure out. So now I got to find my rules I printed off, because he wants this motor to be legal for what he wants to do. So yes, I'm happy. It's oh, so some of these other builds I've been wanting to do might finally happen this year. I keep getting the race motors coming in and rebuild them, and that we may get the Camaro going. That will be so. Yeah, and I know there's some of you out there that ain't going to enjoy the news that I'm moving up again. It's just, but I don't care. There's a reason I've been investing in tools and that. To replace what's been stolen over the years, and to modernize some, and that way I know I got the really good torque wrenches, so I know everything's going to be correct. Just everything. So, yeah. And maybe I'm running on a lack of sleep. Maybe that's why. Because I got up early today. Had to have Squirrel to work early. She had to be to work at 7. Then I had some things to go do. And it didn't seem like it took that long, but the next 2 hours after that, and I didn't go anywhere, but I spent 2 hours in the truck before I got to the farm today. Really? How did I do that? So, I need to go talk to the blacksmith and see what we can rig up to make a pole that I can put from the floor to the ceiling. I don't know if I had attached it to the ceiling or what, but I need to make a crane to where I could swing it out under the shop door so we can lift stuff out. I got the cherry picker, but then I also, if somebody brings me a bare block, and then I could swing it out and put it right straight into the hot tank. So this is just... Alrighty, well, I'm going to, well, I got a marker here. I'm going to have to start initialing stuff so I know whose is whose. And I know a couple of you always say, how do you keep the parts handy? Or how do you keep the parts straight? I tell you, as soon as those totes there go, and the gaskets there on the floor, that's the only foreign object that don't belong. That's the forged stuff. That forged stuff's going to go sit in the truck. Once the forged stuff out of there, I'm good to go, because then it's all Chevrolet. Then I know where everything is. Having those Ford bolts in here, you guys are probably going to get a pretty good laugh when I go to put that thing back together. I know it works, and a buddy of mine was like, how do you do that? Once I start laying them out, I know where they go. But when they're all in a pile and dirty, it's like, what did I just do? So, ooh, excuse me. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna get to work because I wanna. Oh yeah, I got an engine stand free. Okay, I guess we'll put that on the engine stand and see what we got. Well, that was interesting. We did a live show on the teardown of this motor. And for you that don't want to watch the teardown of the motor, you're going to get the abbreviation here. This motor was brought to me today by a customer. It was a complete motor from carburetor to oil pan. I could have put it on the engine stand and ran it. During the live show, we tore it down. We found out it's a steel crank 350 4-bolt main. And where it goes south is it's been bored 60 over and the cylinders are wore out. From the date that's stamped into the crank, it was done back in 1991. The pistons are there. That's the oil out of the motor. And the head gaskets over there show signs of getting ready to burn in two. Both of them were turning black in the center, so that the head gaskets were about ready to blow. He's got some nice parts. And cams wore. It's just wore out. What this block is now is a good candidate for test bores with a boring bar or something. And yeah. So I got to sit down and figure out prices and that. And I'm going to go look after some parts tomorrow that I might be able to pick up. And I could almost have this thing at the machine shop. Well, not this one. I've got a 350 4-bolt main right there that I could sell him. And so I'm just going to have to figure out what it's going to cost. I know the cost of the machine work for the crank. Crank's got to be turned because the crank is just it's had trash go through it and then it's tore up. So, and then the pistons will probably press them off, or might sell them. Well, actually, since those were popping off so easy, might just sell them another set of rods. Actually, I got it. Yeah. So yeah. It was a fun show. It was really fun. It was a blast. I told you guys I've been wanting to do it, and today was the first one. So I guess I got to take his heads, clean them, and then crack check them and check them for straightness, since the head gaskets were changing colors to make sure they ain't warped or cracked. It just was a little worse than what we thought. I was kind of hoping it was only like a 30 or 40 over bore. And we could have at least bored it once and ran it, but for what he wants to do with this, there's no way this motor would live that long. It might make 4 or 5 nights, who knows. Being 60 over, there was one motor I done, and it made it 2 races in one night, the heat race and hot laps and heat race, and went to do the main and it blew up. So I mean, when they're 60 over, depending on the block, you don't know. So, anyway, I guess I got some tools to put away and clean up, and I'm going to go home. So, if you guys want to, you can check out the full disassembly on the live stream and go from there. So, I guess tomorrow I'm going to run and look at parts, see what I can get bought. So, there's the wife. See y'all later.